A very good afternoon to one and all. I, Ruby Gill, welcome all the attendees and our prestigious speakers on the behalf of Lovely Professional University for today's webinar on the topic Career Prospects in Architecture and Design. So attendees today, you'll savor a feast of knowledge from our revered speakers. So allow me to introduce them. Dr. Atul Kumar Singla, Dean, School of Architecture and Design, Lovely Professional University, and Chairman of Indian Institute of Architecture, Jalandhar, Punjab. Doctorate from School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. He is a dynamic professional who owns 4 disciplines, which are architecture, interior design, planning, and industrial design, with more than 800 students at various levels from diploma, degree, master's, and PhD. Moreover, he has researched in the fields of parametric softwares, generative and biomimetic design while working with internationally acclaimed professionals of London. To his credit, he has also worked with Calford Seaton in London, which is a multidisciplinary design and construction firm at London Bridge. Furthermore, he is the chief architect for Lovely Professional University, and design and supervision of the cinema is overseen by him. So it's a privilege to have you on board with us today, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Further, we have with us our admission expert, Ms. Rachna Bajaj, Senior Assistant, Lovely Professional University, and she'll provide you an insight about eligibility, fee, scholarship, and infrastructure of the university, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money. So she'll be joining us shortly. With this, we'll begin today's webinar. So over to you, Dr. Atul Kumar Singla, sir, for the content of the day.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, we are here to introduce the School of Architecture and Design. As Ruby explained, we have 4 disciplines within the school, and this is the school building, which is in the heart of the campus, and we are very lucky infrastructure-wise. We have all the facilities in this building to cater to the needs of the students and the faculty members. In terms of the LPU organizational structure, you can see that LPU has 3 faculties, and we come under the faculty of just a moment. Yeah, we fall under the Faculty of Business and Applied Arts. You can see the School of Architecture and Design under the Business and Applied Arts. To the credit of the school, we are affiliated with the Council of Architecture as well as the Institute of Town Planners in India. So we are regulated, the architectural programs and the planning programs are regulated. It's a very proud thing for the school that we were ranked number 12 among all architecture schools of India in the NIRF Government of India rankings in 2021. So we were ranked number 12th among all the architecture schools of India. So grand achievement for the school. Also in the Outlook IK rankings in 2021, we have been ranked number 6th best institute in India and the first in Punjab. Other than the affiliations, we also have tie-ups with the industries, and we have tie-ups with a lot of professional bodies like the ISHRAE, the Indian Society of Heating, Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineers. We have a student chapter which is part of the school. We are members of the Indian Institute of Architects, associated with the IGBC, which again we have a student chapter. Also, we work in collaboration and do research with the Punjab Municipal Infrastructure Development Company, the PEDA, the Punjab Energy Development Agency, ASSOCHAM, where we are associated with them, and they're experts, from all over India, take our regular lectures with the students, and also MOU with Smart Habitat Foundations with architect Charanjit Singh Shahji. So again, these are all chapters or associations with industry, so that our students gain experience, hands-on experience dealing with professionals from the industry. Other than the professional types, the National Association of Students of Architecture and NOSPLAN. So we are institutional members of both these organizations, and our students regularly participate in events which are held by these two organizations. In terms of tie-ups, also we work very closely with the Indian Institute of Architects, where professionals from all over India regularly visit the university. So be associated with the IIA. So there's a very close association with the professionals from this esteemed body. In terms of the faculty bank, which our students can bank upon, you can see that we have faculty members from all top institutes of India as well as abroad. We have 60 plus faculty, which plus the cumulative professional experience is more than 300 years. So the kind of exposure, the kind of professional experience that these faculty members have is a boon for the students, and they can gain so much knowledge from the experience of these faculty members. Here we are sharing some of the academic achievements by our students. You can see one of our students, he won the third prize in the emerged as a envelope design competition, which was held by the government of Rajasthan in the Design Conclave 2020. Grand achievement by our students, a national level competition. You can see first prize won by the students in a design competition. It's an international competition, and our students not only secured this prize, but they beat companies and professional companies from all over the world to secure the first prize. So again, a great achievement by the students. You can see some of the other winners at the zonal NASA convention in 2018. Students won the trophy, the band trophy in 2018. Again, it's testimony to the hard work of our students and the faculty members when they participate in international and national level competitions. Again, few achievements, including the IGBC, setting up of the IGBC Students Chapter in the LPU campus, winning the A3 Foundation Trophy in Chandigarh, and our students winning the first position in design awards at the A3 awards. And our students and faculty members regularly get awarded in national and international competitions. Another international competition won by our students. Just another glimpse of a very interesting design on aquatecture done by our students and winning the international competition. In terms of research achievements, LPU boasts, to our credit, we have publication counts of more than 150. We have filed more than 70 patents. We hold regular international conferences, and this is a glimpse from one of the conferences, international conferences that we hold every year, which is called the Niche. And you can see stalwarts from all over India and abroad regularly come to this conference. You can see some other glimpses of guest lectures. You can see architect Raj Raval who has been to the campus multiple times, and he has shared his vast experience with the students. You can see architect Charanjit Shah. Again, he has visited the campus multiple times, sharing his amazing experience of building airports all over the country. Here you can see glimpses of some workshops where our students do hands-on work with building materials. This is a Laurie Baker workshop which was held in LPU, and students built, using the techniques and technologies of Laurie Baker. They were able to do this, conduct this workshop within LPU. Another workshop, which is the software workshop, parametric design workshop, which was held in LPU. Some glimpses of the international conferences. This is the latest edition in 2021. You can see we had the chairman of Council of Architecture as well as the president of the IIA. Both of them graced the occasion. So grand achievement again for the school. And along with stalwarts of the academia and the profession, you can see architect Raj Rewal, architect Utpal Sharma, architect Puneet Sethi, Surinder Baga, and international faces as well, which were part of this conference. And this is the 2018 edition, and you can see, again, top architects and architects from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. You can see architects from Italy, US, Australia, and president of ITPI. Some great names, architect Krishna Rao Jayasin. So they were here to share their experiences with the students, and it was a great event. Here you can see the launch of the proceedings where the students and the faculty members, as well as professionals and academicians from all over the country, sent in their papers, and the proceedings were published. One of the main focuses of the school is to give the students technical exposure through site visits, regular site visits. So our students are taken onto sites and projects of architects, and they gain hands-on experience. Another example of students being taken to Kolkata to a French architect who give them a round of his office as well as their site, so that students can understand how drawings are made and then how they are implemented onto site. So this is again a regular affair with the students. One of the strengths of LPU is the diversity, and our students of School of Architecture and Design regularly participate in cultural events, and we have these two great events, One World and One India, where students from all states and more than 40 countries showcase their cuisine, their culture, their dances. They showcase it in front of the students. So it's a great learning for the students. Just some other glimpses of some of the cultural events which are conducted. In terms of careers, if you look at architecture and design and planning, these are the various sub careers where our students generally tend to diversify. Architecture, obviously, after doing your B.Arch and M.Arch, you can practice architecture. You can go into architecture conservation, working on monuments and palaces and conserving the heritage of this country. You can go into urban design, where you work on a city level. And construction management, you look at the construction activity and managing the construction activity in a building or a project. Landscape architecture, working with horticulture and plants. Set design for movies and theater. Architectural photography. A lot of our students go into journalism. So a lot of careers which open up for students after doing their architecture or planning or design. There's some other careers for interior designers, product designers, where they can, go into a lot of industries are now requiring product designers. For example, mobile phones or automobile industry. And furniture design, obviously, is one of our core disciplines. We design in furniture design. And The up and coming field is the UX UI, the user experience design, and a lot of industries are looking for professionals in this field. Other careers include stenography, automobile designing, healthcare design, graphic design, and CAD experts teaching softwares. In terms of planning, urban planning, obviously you can go into urban planning and take it up as a career, or you can go into infrastructure planning or become housing planners, looking at only housing projects, or transport planning, looking at road infrastructure, or become GIS experts, which is a particular software which is used by the planners. So you could become an expert in that software. And all these various careers have various pathways. For example, you could get corporate jobs in these various disciplines, or government jobs. You can go for higher studies in any of these fields after doing your bachelor's or master's. You could go for your PhD. You could go into research. You could go into entrepreneurship. You can open up your own offices and work as an architect or a designer. You can obviously go abroad to study. So a lot of options available for the students. And here are some examples of that. Our students doing their internships abroad, doing their internships in Congo, Portugal, Spain, and Germany. So after doing their bachelor's BR, they are going for these internships and gaining valuable experience from European countries or countries from all over the world, and they're gaining experience, and then they have the choice of either coming back to India or securing jobs in these countries as well. Here you can see examples of urban planning internships where students secure internships with government companies like the Punjab Municipal Infrastructure Development Company, local government in Bogra, local government in Gwalior, with the Directorate of Town and Country Planning. So a lot of options. Here are some examples of internships and corporate jobs for architecture students, securing jobs in Aga Khan Trust, Total Environments Bangalore, Dharam-based consulting. This is a planned BArch student gaining a job in US-based MNC. BArch student working in CK-CPL with a package of 4.5. So a lot of options, a lot of placements and internships secured by our students. These are some of the interior and product design corporate jobs. Students gaining jobs in Valify, Benzara Homes, interior and furniture design students gaining jobs in Essentia Environment and XO Day, again securing handsome packages in all these firms. Some examples of urban planning corporate jobs: Arctic Infra, Tila Consultants, GIS experts in Yashi Consultant, again Yashi Consultants in Jaipur, Rajasthan. And these are just some examples of the firms where our students are placed. You can see some of the top brands, top names of the industry where our students have either secured internships or have secured jobs in these firms. Some other top examples of architectural firms, big names you can see here. Architect Sanjay Puri, Architect C.P. Kapreja, Christopher Charles Benninger Architects. So great firms where our students are working. Some of the planning firms, again, where our students have secured jobs. Some of the interior design, furniture design firms, or product and industrial design firms where our students have secured jobs. Government jobs is another category, and you can see planning students working in Thimphu, working in Arunachal, working in Jalandhar, working in Bhubaneswar. Again, you can see students of planning working in Bhutan and Patna. And these are examples of higher education institutes where some of our students are pursuing their masters or PhD, IIT Roorkee, IITs, CEPT, Ahmedabad, or School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. Again, some examples of higher education, students securing seats for masters in urban design in IIT Bombay, IIT Guwahati, for Masters of Design, and School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi, pursuing their masters. And these are some of the entrepreneurs in urban planning, students who have opened up their own businesses after completing their graduation and set up their own offices or industries, doing very well in their careers. Some of the architects who have opened up their offices and doing very good projects locally in Punjab or outside in their hometowns. Again, a list of some of the educational institutes where our students are studying abroad in Italy, Canada, New Zealand, Melbourne, London, Canada. So a lot of our students working, go for higher studies, whether masters or PhD, and studying in these top universities of the world. You can see some examples of students studying in Canada, in Australia, pursuing their masters in construction management or architectural technology. Students studying in Australia, pursuing their masters in construction management or project management in Ottawa. So this slide shows the industry expectations from the students in terms of placements. What are the students looking for? Um, the industry is looking for students who can work in teams along with other students. So our curriculum and the way our students train our students is to help them, inculcate these skills, to have very good analytical skills, to analyze a problem and to come up with a solution. Obviously, creativity, this is a creative profession, and we are looking to develop creativity in the students. And communication skills are very important when students have to deal with, as professionals, they have to deal with clients or conduct meetings with other professionals. And obviously, technical skills, your software, your grip on softwares, and your understanding of the technical details is very important. So these are some of the skills which we will be teaching our students when they come to the school. In terms of student expectation from the industry, once they've acquired the skills, is obviously to work for a good company, to work for a company of high profile, to get a good salary package, and they're looking for career growth in that firm. So again, our mentors, our faculty members work very closely with the students and ensure that they, after securing the skills that are required, they are guided towards these firms so that they can secure the jobs which they really want and they can grow in their careers. So how do we achieve that? Obviously, we have career roadmaps, which includes credited as well as non-credited inputs. And these roadmaps are advised to the students that what is the direction, what is the career direction that they want to take. And then accordingly, their inputs, the credited and the non-credited, they are taken towards these inputs. They are given these inputs so that, they are led onto the roadmap which they have in their mind. And here you can see an example of a roadmap in architecture where a student which wants to secure a good job is encouraged to participate in student chapters and IGBC chapters in first year, to work with local architects to gain professional experience in second year, to join MOOC online courses or to do work in online live projects, and then eventually to prepare a portfolio, a very good professional portfolio to secure a job in a very good firm. Just another example of a roadmap for urban planning, similar roadmap for urban planning. And here you can see an example of the CV, which is eventually prepared before the student leaves the school, so that they have secured all the necessary skills, all the necessary experience which is required to secure a very good placement in a very good firm. In terms of infrastructure, like I said, we are very blessed to have a very good, excellent infrastructure. You can see glimpses of our library where we have, excellent book collection, and we have international and and national journals. You can see one of our prized possessions. We have a laser cutter and a 3D printer, which is part of the school. So students can work on, such technologies while making models or prototypes. We have excellent workshops equipped with state-of-the-art machinery so that students can work on their models and furniture items and hands-on on materials. They can work and understand the properties of that material. We have computer labs well equipped with all the latest softwares which are used anywhere in the world. And that is one of our strengths as a school, our software education. You can see another glimpse of the labs, workshops. This is the metal workshop. This is a 3D printer, which is part of the school. Design studio, obviously, where students develop their ideas, develop their designs. Right. So I think we have more or less been able to give you a glimpse of the school and the various um, initiatives that we undertake to help our students to secure excellent placements and the various infrastructure and various inputs that are given. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your vision and engaging presentation. And sir, yes, we have few questions from our attendees. So with your permission, can we take up those questions?
Sure, please.
All right. So there's a question from Vidhi Mahajan. She wants to know that what are the new skills that one should try to develop during this period, keeping in mind the new trends for good placement.
Right. So, Vinny, it's a very good question. I think when you come into architecture, obviously you have to develop your creative skills and your imagination in terms of developing a design. So that is something that our faculty will help you. But today, the field is becoming more and more challenging. So I think it's very important to acquire software skills. That is something which is very, very important to convey your ideas to the clients and to the fellow professionals. So in that terms, I think it's very important to understand and be able to work on 2D and 3D softwares, softwares like AutoCAD, 3ds Max, and to have very good skills in that. So I think that is very important. Obviously, in terms of design sense, I think sustainability is a very big word. So understanding sustainable technologies and how to incorporate that in your designs is again just another thing which is very important.
Thank you so much, sir. And there's another question from Rahul Mahajan. He wants to know that how LPU supports and handle a student from very first day.
Right. So Rahul, in terms of when a student comes in, we understand that in first year, a student has just come from home or from, a school environment. And at LPU, we will put a mentor which will constantly, guide you, who will constantly, it's a faculty member who will constantly guide you, which could range, your problems could range from anything you might be facing in the hostels or your academics or your teaching or a particular course. So there's a lot of hand holding in the first year, and we are in regular touch with the students in the first year. The courses get gradually eased into their professional, degree or diploma, whatever they are pursuing. So there's a lot of hand holding in the first few months, and then our aim is to, take you towards a professional career. It's a part of growing up. So there's a lot of hand holding which is happening in the first few months.
Thank you so much, sir, for resolving the query of our student. And now, so there's another question from our attendee. He wants to know that how new opportunities have emerged after the crisis of pandemic. in the field of architecture?
Yeah. So in terms of after pandemic, obviously the professional field of architecture design is changing, and our clients and our professionals are requiring new kinds of designs. There are new additions in the plans. For example, a holding area before you enter any office, or so a lot of changes are happening in terms of ergonomics as well. And healthcare design is obviously now a priority, and a lot of our students are going into specialized healthcare design, going into masters in healthcare design. So these are just some of the changes which are happening in the field. But our curriculum and our faculty members are incorporating these things in the teachings, the regular teaching which is happening, and students are now equipped to handle these scenarios.
I completely agree with you, sir. So there's a last but not the least question from Prakhar Mishra. He wants to know that is what kind of practical aspects are involved while we are studying in LPU.
Right. We understand that architecture, design, and planning, these are very practical subjects. They require hands-on learning. So, like I mentioned in my presentation, also there are regular site visits where students are taken so that they gain hands-on learning, working on real projects. All our projects, which you will pursue in the design studios, are live projects, which are picked up from the industry, and the students work on live projects. And we also try to uh, get you to interact with those architects, who are actually working on those projects. And we also try that you get evaluated on the same project by those very professional architects. So this is just one of the aspects. Otherwise, all our curriculum, all the inputs that you received are geared towards giving you practical hands-on learning.
Thank you so much, sir. So, attendees, you have heard our mentorship. So, I think all the queries have been resolved of the attendees. Thank you so much, sir. Now, we'll quickly move to our admission expert, Ms. Rachna Bajaj, for the admission part of our university. So, over to you, ma'am.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine and safe at your home. So I'll be just quickly sharing the glimpse of the university which you will be joining in this year or most probably in the coming years. So first up in the list, we have LPU creating history when 12 out of 13 LPU students won Olympics in Tokyo Olympics, won medals in Tokyo Olympics. Moving ahead with the rankings, I suppose this is the most important aspect you should be considering before taking admission in any university or a college. And if I talk about LPU, there are several figures which have been with LPU. If I talk about the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking 2022, where LPU has been ranked 74th globally. Moving ahead with the other ranking of institution on innovation achievements, LPU has been ranked third in India. Another feather the world university ranking 2022, where LPU has been ranked 36th among top universities in India. So now let's talk about the campus life and exposure offered. If I talk about LPU students have got several opportunities to interact with Nobel laureates, and not just this, they have participated in national and international level events as well. So I'll just quickly show you a few of the events which have taken place at LPU. The 100th Indian Science Congress with the focal theme Future India, Science and Technology, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji. Moving ahead, we had Nobel laureate Dalai Lama ji for the 5th convocation at LPU. We also had former President of India, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee, for the convocation twice at LPU. Late Shri Arun Jaitley ji for inauguration of LPU Startup School. A very familiar face, Gaur Gopal Das ji, interacted with our students and shared some teachings about life. Some of the heartthrobs, we had Shah Rukh Khan, we had Deepika Padukone for the promotion of Chennai Express, we had Sonam Kapoor at campus, Coke Studio was organized at LPU, MS Dhoni was even here at LPU campus. So now, let's talk about the infrastructure. You will be making several memories in these classrooms, in these laboratories. So I'll just quickly show you the infrastructure which is available for our students at LPU campus. So this is an inside view of our central library. I would like to mention that this library is a 9-story library with approximately 20 lakh books. And not just this, students also have access to these books in online mode as well. An outside view of our amphitheater. LPU has 2 to 3 amphitheaters where several Nukkad Natak theater acts take place. An inside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal auditorium with a capacity of 2,500 audience, being the largest in this region. My favorite place, an outside view of our university mall. It has all the basic facilities, be it related to Domino's, if you want to go for any stationery, electronic gadgets, dining areas, etc. Apart academics, we also want our students to enjoy their campus life and their leisure time. For this, we have several games available inside the university mall only, a gymnasium for our students, 24-hour facility of ambulance and hospital inside the campus, where several facilities like eye specialist, physiotherapy wards, etc. are available. So now, this is an outside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Stadium, which has several sports facilities like a proper Olympic level swimming pool, 10 to 12 badminton courts for our students, shooting area, a mesmerizing picture clicked by one of our students, and a beautiful night view of our hostels. So now let's move ahead with the another aspect of our today's interaction, which is the fees, the scholarship, and how you can apply for it. So this, what you have to do is just simply visit our website, which is www.lpu.in, and on the top you will see an icon of admissions. And here we have segregated all the programs as per your qualification after 12th, after 10th programs, after graduation, and after post-graduation programs. So let's say if I'm interested in a bachelor's program after 12th program, I'll just click on it, and all the disciplines which are available at LPU for our students will be available in front of you. So as we have students from architecture and design background, so I'll just click on architecture, and here we have architecture. We have listed all the details related to this program, the duration of this program, for the eligibility criteria, which clearly states that the student should pass with minimum 50% in 12 with English, physics, chemistry, and mathematics as a compulsory subjects, and also pass with 50% aggregate marks in physics, chemistry, and mathematics, subject to qualifying marks in NATA 2022. So your NATA will be a compulsory part to take admission in this program. Moving ahead, we have listed the student achievements, the rankings, the curriculum for next 4 years. So you can go through the curriculum as well, with what kind of pathway electives you will be opting for. Yes. So now here comes the monetary part, which is the fees and the scholarship. Although the without scholarship fees for this program goes 1,20,000 per semester, but we have different categories on the basis of which you can avail scholarship. Let's say if you score between 80 to 89.9% in your diploma or 12th, the result for which will be declaring this year, you will directly fall in category 3, that is of 30%, and your fees will be reduced to 84,000 per semester. If you score even better, if you have scored between 90 to 94.9% in your diploma or in your 12th, you will directly fall in category 2, that is of 40%, and your fees will be reduced to 72,000 per semester. And if you have scored 95% or above in your diploma or 12, you will be eligible for 50% scholarship, and your fees will be reduced to 60,000 per semester. Let's say if you couldn't score well in your diploma or 12th, so we have LPU Nest exam as well, which is only for scholarship purposes. So you can see the cutoff we have mentioned here, like if you score tentatively 45, 55 or 65 out of 90, accordingly these categories can be applicable. Moving ahead, we have listed some other scholarships as well. One is on the basis of NATA. The score has been mentioned 90 to 110, 110.1 to 130, and etc. Accordingly, if you have scored this much percentile in your JEE main as well, in that case also you can be eligible for the 30%, 40% or 50% scholarship. We have some other special scholarships on the basis of your innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship. If you have any such achievements, make sure that you share your details with us on our email ID, which is admissions@lpu.co.in. Next, we have financial aid for serving, retired defense, CAPF, paramilitary personnel, and their dependents as well. So at the end, in whichever category you will receive the maximum scholarship. That one scholarship will be applicable to you for next 5 years. Moving ahead with some important dates, we have listed down some of the important dates for this program. As you can see, that the last date to take admission in this program is 31st May 2022. Make sure that you book your seat first initially, and accordingly you can proceed for your verification of data result as well. And if you want to apply for LP NEST exam for scholarship purposes, so here are the dates we have mentioned. The registration are open. You will get dates between 15 to 31st May, and within 2 working days your result will be declared for scholarship purposes. In case if you have any queries, feel free to contact us on our helpline numbers. We have listed down the contact details. On the right side of the screen, you can see we have a live video counseling icon. We have a schedule a call icon for our students. Our WhatsApp team is available for you. And once you scroll down, you can see our helpline numbers as well. So I'll just wind up with one more important thing regarding the webinars. We have already conducted such informative webinars in past, and some webinars have been scheduled for the upcoming days as well. So if you want to enroll yourself, you want to register yourself for such webinars, just again simply click on admissions, and on the left side you will see an icon of LPU's Edu-Fair webinars. So once you click on it, a new page will open where we have listed our upcoming and past webinars. I'll just quickly show you. Yeah, here we have. So this is the list of our upcoming webinars. As you can see, we again have a webinar tomorrow on Masters in Architecture and Design at LPU. So just click on register. You just have to fill your name, email ID, phone number, and you will be good to go. You'll receive all the reminders related to this webinar, just like that. So over to you, Rubiva. I have shared majority of the information with our students, which can be helpful to them to apply for admissions at LPU. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rachna ma'am, for the detailed information. And attendees, good things come to people who wait, but better things come to those who go out and get them. So don't just sit back and relax. Grab the opportunity to take admissions in your preferred program and get early decision benefits. And so thank you so much, everyone. This webinar was on career prospects in architecture and design. And experts, thank you so much. Your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoon for all the attendees. So on behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to take better decisions regarding admission. And attendees, thank you so much. I enjoyed bringing this session to you, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, sign off.